1977, and 2 months on from one of the greatest European nights Liverpool Football Club has ever known. After the drama of St Etienne came the glory of Rome. Bob Paisley's homecoming heroes crowned champions of Europe as well as champions of England. An historic achievement by a now legendary team.
Keegan! Fairclough going for the left foot. Face with a chance to shoot. Kennedy and score!
These were the faces of a Liverpool side who in March 1977 stood on the brink of a unique footballing treble. Favourites to retain the domestic league title and in the last 8 of both the FA Cup and the European Cup. Their journey to the quarter-finals had been a varied one, from a 7-0 aggregate win over Northern Ireland's Crusaders to the trickier test of Turkey's Trabzonspor, a tie wrapped up at Anfield with a comprehensive 3-0 victory. Goals from Highway, Johnson and Keegan, all inside the first 18 minutes, set up a mouth-watering tie with the Reds' toughest opponents yet, the much-fancied champions of France.
Then we drew St Etienne, and to be fair, we didn't really know an awful lot about them.
Well, St Etienne, I think, were a relatively unknown quantity as far as the fans were concerned.
St Etienne were a very good side, a really strong, attractive side, played very good football.
Yeah, I think they had the typical French gear, they had a nice green shirt, you know, it was a little bit different to our kit really.
They'd captured the hearts of huge slices of Europe with the way they played. They had this giant Argentinian centre-half called Osvaldo Piazza, known as the Beast.
Piazza. Oh, he was over the top there. That was the first nasty moment, and it came from Piazza, who was high on Callaghan, and he gets the yellow card.
He was about 9'3" and he had hair, came down here like a woman's hair, all down his back, all curly, you know, until she said, "Keep your eyeballs low today." And
significantly, he was booked in that game, his second booking, which meant he missed the second leg.
A word from Don Reby.
Well, I think that was just a case of frustration by the St Etienne players, because Liverpool now have got this game completely under control. I hope I'm not saying the wrong thing and they get a lucky break against them. But the St Etienne team have been so frustrated by a magnificent, all I can say once again, a wonderful Liverpool side.
Jean-Vion's up for this. They all came in together. Jean-Vion tried to hit it. Barthenay! Barthenay, the scorer.
So to that unforgettable night at Anfield. A goal down, but no one was writing off Liverpool. It was the hottest ticket in town.
2 for the cup, pound too much.
2 for the cup. 2 cups, please.
I'll give you 2 for the cup.
2 for the cup, yeah, please. Yeah.
2 cups, please.
Good evening from Anfield, where Liverpool, 9 times champions of England, meet St Etienne, 9 times champions of France. The French undersold their ticket allocation by a couple of thousand, so there are a few gaps among their fans, but otherwise you couldn't get another spectator inside Anfield.
On that particular day, from what I recall, I mean, we got there early, we got in the ground, and you just sort of were swaying along in the cop with the rest of the crowd, and really, taking on the atmosphere.
It absolutely gripped you from, before kick-off. And Of course, the Kop then was all standing. Was it 14,000 people?
You'd seen the crowd on top of the pitch absolutely jam-packed in. The Kop was moving and swaying and coming back.
The gates were closed more than half an hour before kick-off time, and the atmosphere is tingling.
And I think the gates were shut very, very early on, if I remember, and it was a full house and the atmosphere was unbelievable.
The team were up for it, the fans obviously were up for it, the atmosphere in the ground was superb.
It was a bit tense and a little bit nervous, you know. I know I certainly was. I don't know about some of the other players.
Only 2 British clubs have ever won the European Cup, Glasgow Celtic in 1967 and Manchester United the following year. Liverpool, although they've played in one or other of the European competitions for 13 consecutive seasons now, have never progressed beyond the semi-final of the Champions Cup. Their opponents, St Etienne, reached the final last season but were beaten there 1-0 by Bayern Munich. In this quarter-final, Dominique Barthenay's goal, scored in France a fortnight ago, gives St Etienne a 1-0 advantage. And in both previous rounds, they proved that 1 goal can be enough over 2 legs, so their frame of mind is likely to be defensive. But Liverpool won't neglect Dominique Rocheteau, the 22-year-old glamour boy of French soccer. He's had trouble with knee injuries in the last 2 seasons, but is fully fit now and very dangerous again. Missing from the St Etienne team is the Argentinian Osvaldo Piazza, who's suspended as a result of getting his 2nd European Cup yellow card for a foul on Callaghan a fortnight ago. All the team are full internationals, with the exception of Santini, and he's played for the French under-23 side. For Liverpool, Steve Highway has been the man in form. And a quick check on the Liverpool team caption shows Tommy Smith in place of Phil Thompson, who played in the first leg but has since then had a cartilage operation. Kevin Keegan, who also missed the first leg, is back in action tonight. So too is John Toshak, who was rested on Saturday. Liverpool kick off. The Dutch referee has started us very nearly 5 minutes early by my watch, with Liverpool in the all-dark strip attacking the goal to our left. It was Larquet's header away, the St Etienne skipper. Joey Jones here for Liverpool, and the French pressing out in masses, and there's no offside flag. Callaghan is given offside very late by the Dutch linesman, and in my view mistakenly. Ian Callaghan. The defence pressing out, and Liverpool waited shrewdly and I thought beat the trap. Keegan being pushed back the full 10 yards, the free kick taken, and it comes to Neil. St Etienne are always a formidable side in European competition. Currently they're lying 6th in their own league, and they've only won 1 away game all season. But in Europe, in their last 9 European games, they've conceded only 1 goal. Now Highway to take it up to Liverpool. Barthenay with him, conceding the corner.
A mere 1 minute 42 seconds had passed when Kevin Keegan crossed from the left flank and experienced the delight of seeing the ball drift over goalkeeper Kirkovic into the net to level the aggregate score at 1-1.
An atmosphere here tonight matching the wall of noise which surrounded the players at St Etienne a fortnight ago. Keegan. Djokovic has missed it! Minutes gone, the corner comes to Keegan, he clips it across, the goalkeeper had time but was badly positioned off his line, and it's 1-1 on aggregate.
It's a magnificent start, a bit of a fluke.
I look back now, you know, and I wonder whether it was a cross.
I don't think he meant it as a goal, he meant it as a cross, but it beat the goalkeeper.
He had a midget keeper, he was only about 3 foot, and Kevin's chipped it in from a corner.
They played a short corner, and the goalkeeper with one eye on Toshak just let it drift over his head into the corner of the net, so it was exactly what we wanted.
Probably said he meant to put it in there, Ken Key, wouldn't he?
And Kevin claims, I knew the keeper was small, he said, I knew what I was doing. Anyway, we got the goal.
Yes, wonderful start, because, I mean, they'd started a goal down, now they were 1 apiece, one more goal would do it.
Then you expect them maybe the floodgates to open. You think it's going to be an easy game.
That's Kevin Keegan's 14th goal of the season, and it could be the goal that sets Liverpool on the way to the European Cup semi-final. Lake, Senegal, too far ahead of Rocheteau. Well, we couldn't have asked for a more dramatic and explosive opening that will make the French come out, and we could have now a classic cup tie. Defenders moving out, but too late. Highway's header. And back it goes from Merchadier, the number 4. Farison played it a bit hard. It's a Liverpool throw. Clements to Jones. Keegan. Chadier coming out after him. Jones plants it back into the gap. Barthenay, Janvion. Keegan, Barthenay at his heels. Still Keegan though. Barthenay now. Senegal. Santini didn't reach Ravelli. Jones put it out. Santini's throw back from Ravelli. Senegal in the middle. 2 men at the back of the penalty area. This is Ravelli. Nice 1-2 for Santini. Good tackle, but Ravelli gets the shot, and the clearance is miskicked by Neil, and there's an awful scramble going on, and Neil has tidied up his own mistake. Looked very dangerous there, as Neil looked as though he caught his studs in the turf as he tried to stab the ball away. Farison. Senegal. Carries on again. Neil slips it out neatly to Callaghan. Keegan. Pass too hard and a misunderstanding with Highway. Lopez. Ravelli. Jones quick to turn. Case for Neil. Neil past the tackle by Farison very neatly. Case is crossed towards Toshak's head. Good punch by Djukovic. Kennedy trying to lob it back over him and puts it wide. Good thinking by Ray Kennedy. The cross from Jimmy Case. Toshak going up with the goalkeeper. Djukovic's punch was good. Quick thinking here by Kennedy, but just slightly off target. Toshak now holding hands with Merchadier, and the decision goes against Toshak once again. And he's getting a yellow card for it. Combination of the two offences together, and maybe something that he said. Certainly a caution for John Toshak, and I think that's the first caution that Liverpool have had in European competition this season. Ravelli. Tackle didn't entirely take, but the ball slipped out to Smith, and Clements saves it from going out for the corner. So we've been playing almost a quarter of an hour. Liverpool 1, St Etienne 0, and the teams level on aggregate. Christian Lopez with the ball. Hughes meeting the header. Hughes again, falling for Santini. Kennedy now taken by Barthenay. Larquet, chased by Rocheteau, and Rocheteau is offside. Here's the pass, and although the camera didn't prove it entirely, I think the suspicion must be that the linesman was absolutely right to give Rocheteau offside. Callaghan now for Liverpool. Keegan, good header, and Kennedy striding through. Jean-Vion the defender, and the fullback saw Kennedy coming, but this big, powerful midfield man times his breaks very well and comes through so powerfully. Callaghan lobbing it to test Djokovic, but onto the back of the netting. And Callaghan, who played in Liverpool's first ever European Cup tie way back in 1964. Jean-Vion, Larquet, Jean-Vion. Ball given against Callaghan for the most inoffensive of tackles. Larquet's cross, found his man well. A good diving save by Clements from Senegal to turn it round. Senegal, the number 10, given a fair bit of space then to meet that cross. Senegal now to take the right-footed outswinger. Case didn't get it right away. Rocheteau, brilliant save! Case's clearance went to Rocheteau, who hammered it with his right foot. Clements saved brilliantly. Two very good saves in quick succession now from the Liverpool keeper. Larquet again with the corner. This time deeper and wider. Good header away by Hughes. Jean-Vion, the right back, coming in from the back of the penalty area, looking for the header. This time the decision goes Liverpool's way. Senegal on Case. Bill Neal to take the free kick. Toshak nodding it across the box, highway cleared by Farizon. Referee has given dangerous play. Case with his foot high, Ravelli putting his head down a bit. Farizon. Senegal, Santini was coming through, Senegal left on the ground behind, and Keegan on the break for Liverpool, getting it through to Toshak. Toshak needed rather a lot of time there, and Keegan must try to set him up again. For Callaghan instead, and Callaghan whipped in a beauty. Keegan just slipping it across for Callaghan, that right foot, whiplash shot. Give Djokovic credit, but it was only just wide. Jones well above Rocheteau. Kennedy whipping it forward. Lopez, check over his shoulder for Toshak. Finds Santini. Good ball to Larquet, and on now to Rocheteau. Senegal to Santini. Kennedy. Case. Keegan. Callaghan turns it for Kennedy. Callaghan into space, and 3 men in the middle. Highway going to make a fourth. Callaghan crosses, Keegan is in, and it was just deflected, but it's come the Highway, and Janvion blocked his shot. Ian Callaghan, who plays some beautiful chips across the penalty area, just too high there for Keegan, and Highway shot blocked by Janvion. Larquet put under pressure. Case's speed into the ball, won it for him. Keegan now to Callaghan. Troshak fighting for it, cleared by Lopez. Neil underneath it. Here's Barthenay. Larquet. Senegal to Chadier. Callaghan, Keegan, Rocheteau, Larquet, and Larquet tries a shot, but Clements did well to cover. Very nearly 30 yards that shot from Larquet, hit hard, bouncing in front of the goalkeeper. Just look how he whips this one in, and it bounces in front of Clements, who's gone scurrying across, covers well by the post. Jones. Hughes sent Rocheteau one way and goes the other. Now finds Jones. Off his toe and very quick to recover his own mistake. Oh, that's a foul, surely. Referee put his whistle to his lips, let play go on. Kennedy to Hughes. French coming up, pressuring the last man with the ball, and Smith knows the answer to that, comes dribbling through to try to beat the offside, and back go the French defenders. Callaghan towards Toshak's head. They very nearly pulled it off then. Callaghan, the quick break, and Toshak had stolen into yards of space, and his header was hard but too high. Kennedy, Toshak, Kennedy, Keegan, Highway along the line, Janvion coming to cover him, and Highway has got the pace to go round him. Highway looking for support, and it comes from Callaghan. There was a deflection, Toshak is chasing it, but Djurkovic is there faster. Crowd really warming to the sway and the cut and thrust of this European Cup quarter-final. Keegan. Barthenay didn't make the tackle, and Keegan centres. Case. Janvion. Case's shot, but it won't be a goal. There's a foul on Janvion. Keegan's cross, up goes Case for the header, and somewhere here now we must look for the foul. There it was, Case jumping into Janvion, quick to recover the loose ball, but the whistle had already gone. Jones, Barthenay, and a foul by Jones, very late on Senegal. Referee spotted it, lets them go on, and has a word with Jones. And Santini now is taking justice on Keegan while he thought the referee's back was turned. Santini very lucky not to get a yellow card for this. Look at the back foot come through and catch Keegan on the back of the leg. No booking for Santini.
Was I involved in that?
If the ball was there to be won, or even a quarter of the ball was there to be won, Joey was going to go for it, and that did involve a few robust challenges, as we like to call them.
And a foul by Jones, very late on Senegal.
Yeah, I do remember it actually. I think the commentary Jellison said, I'm sure he said, oh, that's a foul, surely, and he never gave it. Just said Joe eats frogs' legs, really, and that was basically it. Referring to, not my ball skills anyway. And then when we got to the final, they put it all together and it said Joey ate frog's legs, made the Swiss roll, and now he's munching Gladbach. So I was really honoured, really, because for somebody who's just come down off the cop and played, really, or just one of the lads, that's what I like to think, you know, when they had so many superstars in that team that they could have made a banner about, they made it about me, you know, so.
Hughes with the free kick. It's too close to Djokovic. Smith, Callaghan, Jones, Toshak onside this time. Goalkeeper coming out doing the sweeper's job. Larquet's header down for Barthenay and back again. Larquet, very good control. Back to Santini, who's now the villain of the piece as far as the cop are concerned. Farizon's shot right across the penalty area, kept in play by Rocheteau. Out for a corner by Jones. Rocheteau to take the corner. Header away by Kennedy. Jean-Vion intercepts and Kennedy clears. Santini, Senegal, tripped by Smith. No, says the referee. Play on. Now it's the turn of the French fans to be incensed. Keegan, meanwhile, is back on his feet and into the game and into Santini as well. Kennedy, Barthenay, Jean-Vion, and we've had the full 45 minutes in this first half. Senegal, Rocheteau and Larquet's shot. And the French beginning to ping around these first-time passes around the edge of the penalty area in a way that's making shooting openings. Highway's header, away by Larquet, Kennedy and Santini up together, Callaghan, and the offside flag once again. French back four move out like a troop of drilled greyhounds. Larquet, Jean-Vion, Santini, foul given. Or is it in fact the half-time whistle? Yes, it is. So the tie evenly balanced as they go in. Liverpool with Kevin Keegan's second-minute goal, leading 1-0 tonight, but 1-1 on aggregate. We have the makings here of the most tremendous second half. Join us again in a few moments.
The first half then ended at 1-0, and it's been a real battle.
We were grateful for that early start. A little bit of good fortune, perhaps. We were on level ground. But as the game unfolded, they were becoming more difficult a side to knock down.
Everything was right for us to go on and then go on and win the game.
We felt that having turned around at 1-0 and the tie level, that basically speaking, that we'd go into the kick into the cop end and we would seal the game up.
Welcome back to Anfield, where St Etienne in the green shirts and white shorts are waiting to start the second half. A goal down here tonight, but 1-1 on aggregate. Liverpool with a formidable record at Anfield in European games. They've lost only 3 out of the 41 they've played here, and they've scored, including tonight, 114 goals against 20. The news of Kevin Keegan, incidentally, is that he has a bruised right calf, but he's back on the field and back in action now on a run across the box to meet this long ball from Jones, but doesn't get there in time. Pass always drifting away. Santini, Larquet, Smith. Clements calling for it. Hughes, Jones and Hughes again. Defenders again moving out, but the offside trap didn't work that time. Djokovic went for a header and again, and now Case puts one back towards the empty goal and puts it wide. But Djokovic's habit of coming out of his goal could be very costly. Just look at that, one header, doesn't make proper contact, gets it the second time, has no idea where the net is, but fortunately for him, Jimmy Case couldn't find it either. Well, it's a dicey game the French play. So far they've got away with it. Hughes to Neil. Gallagher. Smith. Hughes. Well to full Rocheteau. Senegal's header. Carries all through the challenge from Neil. This could be dangerous. 4 men forward supporting him. This is Rocheteau and he's got a chance for his right foot. Brilliant save by Clements. Stemmed from a bad tackle by Neil. Carries on, finding Rocheteau, and Rocheteau away from Hughes to make the shot, and Clements got down well. That's Rocheteau. And now at the other end, a free kick to Liverpool. Position perhaps for Case. We had this in the first half and Case simply rolled the ball then for Keegan, whose shot hit the wall. Maybe this time they'll have something else in mind. They're covering Djokovic's left hand upright as he looks at play. Keegan walks away from it. Case is there too, and it's going to be Case. No, it's going to be Keegan. And now Kennedy. Good save by Djokovic. Kennedy found the mark well. The dummy run first of all by Case. Keegan plays it square and Kennedy is coming in on it, measures it with the left foot, and Djokovic is down by the post. Now Highway. Jean-Vion to Senegal. Barthenay. Barthenay shot swerved and goes in! Barthenay, the hero in St Etienne a fortnight ago, gets another goal here and the French celebrate. Barthenay shakes off Case, looks up, sees no one ahead of him, so sets it up for his left foot, and what a tremendous shot it is. It swerved a yard in the air and Clements was left gasping.
I think it was Barthenay, hit one from about 30 yards, and to beat Ray Clements from 30 yards, it had to be a hell of a shot.
I remember their goal was a cracker. I mean, he hit it from about 30 yards, and 35 yards.
I think when they went 2-1 ahead, I think for many people, I think they felt that the game was over and we were not going to get through.
It was a real body blow when this goal went in.
For a while, the place was stunned.
You could, I think, for a few seconds heard a pin drop.
And suddenly then, the Cop realised what the challenge was.
We still had a bit of time left, and I think the crowd, if you like, then hoped to play its part and suck the goal into the cup.
2-1 now, on aggregate to St Etienne, and it means that Liverpool must now score twice. Jean-Vion's header on to Larquet. Senegal pulled it down well. Santini deflected by Hughes and it's a corner. Well, St Etienne have been the dominant side of French football for the last decade. 9 times they've been champions of France, 5 times cup winners, and they've done the double 4 times in the last 9 seasons. Here's the corner to Rocheteau's head. Gone wide. Here comes the corner again from Larquet, swinging out towards Rocheteau, had a yard on his man, but couldn't find the target. Callaghan. Neil. Callaghan. Hughes. Smith rather pointing back towards Clements. Case. And there's a bad back pass. Merchadier's heart must have been in his mouth. Ball bouncing around indeterminately there on the edge of the box. Merchadier gets a toe under it and just puts it past the angle. Case to take the corner for Liverpool. Jones turning it back, and it's a goal kick. Jean-Vion. Toshak. Santini. Harassed by Kennedy. Has the control to lose him, and a nice gentle little pass into the path of Lake. Forward now for Senegal. And Neil calmly in control that time. And a good ball out too for Callaghan. Jean-Vion intercepting the pass that was meant for Highway. Kennedy. Neil for handball. No, says the referee. This is Jean-Vion. Ravelli won't have the legs to catch Jones. Neil. Callaghan. Toshak. Header was by Lopez, then by Santini, but now it's Hughes. Kennedy. Jones. Hughes has stayed forward. Toshak. Goalkeeper coming for a punch. Highway driving it back in, but wide. And on the half chances, Liverpool's shooting has not been very often on target. Example here of how there might just have been something. Goalkeeper again out of his net. Highway quickly back, but 6 yards wide. Hughes, Callaghan. Smith to Neil. Curious one from Lopez. Put the ball out for a Liverpool throw.
Ian Callaghan's 58th minute cross from the right found John Toshak, and his pass to Ray Kennedy was seized on by the former Arsenal striker, who shot firmly past Kirkovic to square the aggregate score once more. But as long as that situation remained, St Etienne was still very much alive, thanks to the away goals rule.
Callaghan, Neil, and Toshak going after it. Kennedy, 2-2! Ray Kennedy and Liverpool live again. Callaghan on the ball. Tipped forward by Neil. Toshak leaning on, turning the ball off his thigh, and Kennedy in fast to make it 2-1 for Liverpool on the night. 2-2 on aggregate.
Big Ray Kennedy scored with about 25-30 minutes to go.
He scored with his right foot, which was unusual from the edge of the penalty area. And we knew that it left us with still with a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it in.
We needed a spark. We needed something just to, get us that extra movement, because they were a good side.
The fact that we got that goal, then the crowd was really on its feet. It was absolutely electric, the atmosphere.
2-2 will do for St Etienne, they would still go through on the away goals, so Liverpool have got to score again. Ravelli. Lapke. Turned back by Smith. Forward come Liverpool again. Quarter of an hour of the second half gone, and we must be in here for one of the great nights of European football in this last half hour. Djokovic up with Toshak. Case. Atmosphere boiling here at Anfield. To throw in. Toshak. Keegan is there. Goalkeeper has it. Kennedy. Jones. Kennedy. Keegan. Tackled by Barthenay, who's hardly let Keegan more than a couple of yards away from him all night. Hughes to Smith. Callaghan on a run. Smith with something of his own in mind. Absolutely unshakable. Two tackles that just bounced off him. Neal. Callaghan. Keegan. Jones, the pressure on here. Kennedy. Highway. Three men in the middle if Highway can cross. Charged down by Barthenay, but still in play. Highway to try again. Barthenay gets a toe to the ball, and Lopez plays it out for Ravelli. Only Rocheteau with him, and Rocheteau is offside. Mistimed his break. Wastes quite a lot of time.
Ladies and gentlemen, a message to Mr. Duncan of 24 Fernhill. You rise with the contact is white at Stoneycroft right away, please. Mr. Duncan.
Midway through the second half. 2-1 to Liverpool, 2-2 on aggregate. The threat of away goals, counting double, hanging over Liverpool's head and driving them onward. Callaghan, away from the challenge by Senegal. Highway going deep to collect the cross that was a bit too hard. And away from Jean-Vion beautifully. That's a better chip in. Toshak, Keegan! Goalkeeper has got out to smother it, and it's a corner. But 9 times out of 10, you would back Kevin Keegan to control one of those. The cross by Highway, the nod down by Toshak, and those are normally gobbled up by Keegan. And it just ran off his left foot. And there's now going to be a substitution by both sides. Hervé Ravelli, brother of Patrick Ravelli, coming on for St Etienne, and Merchadier coming off. Toshak coming off for Liverpool, and David Fairclough going on. So just to recap, the injured Merchadier is off for St Etienne, and Toshak is off for Liverpool. The two substitutes, both wearing 12, David Fairclough for Liverpool, Hervé Ravelli for St Etienne. Patrick Ravelli to Larquet, on for Rocheteau again. Hughes does very well to get it back to Clements. Santini, harassed by Keegan. St Etienne's ball. Larquet to Jean-Vion. This is Hervé Ravelli, the substitute. Larquet, Patrick Ravelli, the younger brother. Rocheteau, Ravelli and put out for a corner by Neil. So Rocheteau going out to take the corner. Ravelli, Mr. Corver making sure that all is shipshape, and over comes the corner for a header by Larquet over the top. Here's Ravelli's corner. Larquet, lots of space to make the header, but not a very good one. Well, this has been a game of drama and incident from the first kick. Patrick Ravelli to Rocheteau. Tackle by Smith. Hughes. Keegan running left. Fairclough on that touchline as well. Jones. Nod by Highway, Hughes was up, Keegan was in, but St Etienne bring the ball out. Farizon obstructed by Neil. Lopez. Maybe now another of those long kicks from Clements. Kennedy. Away from Hervé Ravelli. Keegan. But Santini comes in and Keegan fouls him. Wasn't a fair shoulder charge. Bundled him off with his hip.
In a moment when even experienced players could have been overwhelmed or surrendered to panic, Fairclough acted as if he'd stepped out of a fridge instead of the Liverpool dugout. In a 40-yard run, he swayed one way and then the other, like corn caressed by the breeze, to bemuse the St Etienne defence. An attempted physical blockade by Lopez was shrugged aside by Fairclough as he raced on and on. Kirkovic advanced from his line. Fairclough took aim, and the ball flashed low to the keeper's right to bulge the net in front of the Kop. Incredibly, amazingly, Liverpool were ahead. They were going on to victory. Anfield erupted as I've never known it before, as a frenzied, ecstatic rendering of "We Shall Not Be Moved" spilled into the night air while Fairclough disappeared under a mound of joyful teammates.
To St Etienne. Larquet, their skipper, to take it. Senegal gives it back. Larquet towards Hervé Ravelli. Case lobbing it forward. Header back by Lopez. And Fairclough is onside. This now could be interesting. Fairclough! And it is now 3-1 on the night, 3-2 on aggregate.
I think Ray Clements threw the ball out to him, you know, virtually on the edge of the in our half.
I think it was Ray Kennedy. I think he played it over the top to him.
I think it was Ray Kennedy who got the ball just inside Liverpool's half, and he just sort of lobbed it over the top, and Fairclough was just off like a rocket.
Ray Kennedy knocked the ball through the middle and I latched onto it. I had a good fortune that Lopez, the French defender, was on my left-hand side.
And Fairclough is onside.
and he gets the ball, you know, and you go, Dave, 1-2, you know, and it goes past another land.
This now could be interesting.
If I brought the ball onto the right-hand side, now the middle of the goal was really opened up for me.
Davey, give it, you know, so he's getting further, and then you're not shouting anymore because you don't want the ball off him anymore because he's getting in the box.
He calmed himself, steadied himself, and we all knew what was coming next.
Brought it over on his, I think it was on his right foot.
And that's how it turned out. It hit low and hard and straight into the middle of the net. It was a fantastic, fantastic feeling.
Goalkeeper sort of went down, couldn't get at it, and it was through and past him, and just bedlam.
Super Sub strikes again.
The reactions from the crowd and from the players was probably better than anything I could ever remember.
Everybody just ran for David, you know, he just ran to grab him, and the noise was incredible.
I know he jumped up in the air. I thought he was going to sail straight out of the ground, but it was just an absolutely exhilarating moment.
But while this was happening, Phil Thompson was sitting in a hospital bed listening to it on radio, and he tells the story that when Fairclough scored, it was Elton Wellesby's commentary for Radio City as it happened. He went so berserk, I think he pulled all the plugs out and the pulley on his leg, so much so that the alarm bells rang at the nurse's room down the road, down the corridor, and they all ran in thinking something awful had happened to Phil, and it was just his moment of sheer explosion of celebration had pulled all the wires out.
It was one of the greatest goals in the history of Liverpool Football Club, and Davey should look back at it and feel very, very warm in his heart to say that he played a major part. I can see him now going through and just slotting the goal underneath the goalkeeper. Absolutely fantastic, and the noise from the cop, who then were all standing, it was fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
And it's only, I think, when I got back to the halfway line, really, did I think to myself, wow, you know, it's 3-1 now. We got 7 minutes to go. Hang on here, and I'm the hero.
We've got 6 minutes to play. David Fairclough, yet again, the late hero of Liverpool. Santini's header, and there's a muddle there, but Clement's got his body down, and it's a corner. The pendulum swings again, the drama not one whit less. Patrick Ravelli, still in play. Thank you very much, says Hughes. Callaghan. Keegan. Like an Olympic sprinter through the middle, Keegan. Highway on the touchline, just Fairclough in the box. Now it's Liverpool's turn to play possession. Slow the pace. Keegan has come through. Cross towards Fairclough. Good header away. Hervé Ravelli saved the day then. Lafke. Rosto. Lafke. Behind. Known some great nights under that cop, but perhaps nothing ever quite like this. And I must say, with 4 minutes left now, you still wouldn't want to have your mortgage on the outcome of this game. Two teams so finely balanced. Santini. Rosto. Senegal. Rosto. Lafke, and he's put it wide. Anfield. Now it's the French turn to try to keep play moving, to push on the pace. Rocheteau, Santini, shirt soaked with sweat, covered every yard of the pitch, played some beautiful passes, simple balls that have kept St Etienne going forward. But now that may be all for nothing. 2.5 minutes on the watch. How much, I wonder, will the referee add on? Fairclough is offside. Flag once again, this time beating Highway. Larke forward, the header by Neil. Callaghan, beautiful ball for Fairclough. Can afford to take his time, just Highway in the middle, Keegan going to join him, and it's gone behind. Deflected for a corner. Highway's corner to Fairclough. Highway again. Hard and low, hooked away by Farizon. Callaghan onto it. Good interception again by Farizon. Case, forward by Neil. Keegan is offside. Farizon. Patrick Ravelli. Everybody forward for St Etienne. Hughes, and it's a corner. They've just left Lopez back on the halfway line to guard Djokovic, and 9 men forward for St Etienne. Larke, the skipper, to try to drop this on one of their heads, and he doesn't succeed. Kennedy clears. Case upfield. Lopez fetching it in a hurry because the ball had gone out of play for a throw, and we're now just having to calculate how much Mr. Corver is going to add on. We're in extra time as the shot is let go by Senegal and beaten down calmly by Clements, but I wonder if he felt as calm as he looked. Lopez, header by Ravelli to Farizon, and again they're all pouring forward, the Greens. Callaghan gets in, and it's out for a throw, and it's a Liverpool throw. That's interesting confirmation of the balance of this game. The corner count, 10 to St Etienne, 9 to Liverpool. The game has swayed and swung. Hardly recall a match that has had so much tension and drama. 3-1 Liverpool lead, 3-2 on aggregate. We played more than a minute over the 45 in this second half. A place in the European Cup semi-final, awaiting the winners. Referee now has his whistle in his mouth. He's looked to his linesman. Liverpool have won! Goals by Keegan, Kennedy and the ginger-headed David Fairclough coming on late to settle the game and take Liverpool into the semi-finals of the European Cup. Ronnie Moran with the ball head there, a veteran of their first ever European campaign. And what celebrations there will be on Merseyside tonight. Sympathy for St Etienne, who have played so well, and go home empty-handed. I hope you've enjoyed one of the most exciting nights of European football that Anfield has ever seen.
A jubilant manager, Bob Paisley, declared, "St Etienne played better than they did on their own ground, but Davy's got the pace, ability and skill I was looking for to take the game to the French defenders, and they were tiring. There's not another player I'd prefer than Davy in such a situation. It's as though he was made for the job. It was a game when you needed heart, guts, stamina and determination. Liverpool's players have got all these things, and that's what won us the match."
I just remember being absolutely drained at the end of it, almost as I played the game.
I left the ground after doing 1 or 2 interviews, and my mum and dad went home in their car, and I followed with a pal.
I would probably think we made a last dash to get into our local pub, had a couple of pints there, and dashed home to watch it on the television again.
I can't recall the lads celebrating too much, to be honest. You know, we were at home anyway, so I think most of the lads probably had a beer in Players' Lounge and went home.
We decided to just maybe we could get a pint at our local pub where most of the Liverpool reserve lads used to go for a quiet drink.
I would think we'd have ended up going downtown. We usually went downtown, you know, the lads used to go out and have a few drinks afterwards.
And I remember looking in the pub door, and I was still in the car, and we said, "God, there's too many people in there, it's chock-a-block." And the towels would probably be up at 10:30, you know. The manager won't give us a drink, so we went off home, and not knowing that, you know, how important it was and how great Liverpool was feeling that night. I suppose Liverpool could have been mine that night, really, but I went home and watched the highlights on the match, you know, with my mum and dad.
No two ways about it. The write-ups the next day, people saying it's one of the most exciting European games they've seen, and people I think still talk about it now.
Had the feeling that this was going to be our year.
Had Zurich waiting for them, I think, in the semi-final, and with due respect, Swiss teams are never going to be European Cup winners.
Easy, Scheivele, useful run, and the referee has pointed at the spot. There was a moment's hesitation. A penalty given against Tommy Smith. And Bertuzzi is going to take it. Oh, and Clemens, having gone to his right, almost got his left hand to it. But Zurich go in front with 6 minutes on the stopwatch. Coming across. Kennedy takes, they've got a man at the back who's Philip Neal, who gets in and scores! Beautifully worked free kick by Liverpool. Kennedy, McDermott. Highway, still in Highway! And 2-1 to Liverpool! If ever a man deserved a goal, it's Steve Highway. Had a good match, that is indeed having a good season, and that's his 10th goal in European competition. Could be exposed here. Here's Highway. They pushed so many men forward, Zurich. They could be made to pay for it, and that's a penalty, has to be. Hare bringing down Highway from behind, definitely inside the box, definitely a penalty, and the referee has no doubt. Well, he did that time, but the goalkeeper looked as though he'd done a bit of homework, and he started to move to his left. Neil putting it the other side and giving Liverpool an unassailable lead, and a place surely barring some major accident in the Rome final.
With their place in the final confirmed, the Reds set their sights on the domestic legs of their treble. The league title was comfortably secured in front of their home fans, confirming their undisputed status as England's finest. Defeat, though, at the hands of Manchester United denied them the FA Cup. But in Rome, the greatest prize of all was still ahead of them.
Well won by Callaghan. Case and Keegan in the box. Kennedy, Smith and Joe. It was such a good run. He left folks who bit at him and bit too hard, and it's a penalty. Neil against Knight. And with such simplicity, the European Cup, the trophy of the season, and won by the English champions, Liverpool.
And there is Bob Paisley with the European Cup. Welcome home, Liverpool. Emlyn Hughes, the skipper, with him. Joey Jones, Terry McDermott with the woolly hat, and Tommy Smith. What a climax to a career, closing it in a style that will make Roy of the Rovers obsolete.
In the 38 years I've been here, this excels everything. And of course, it's the biggest day in Liverpool Football Club's life. And I'm tremendously proud.
If you ever ask Bob Paisley about the best night for him, it was always that night in Rome. And it was a magical night, partly to do with the atmosphere of the Olympic Stadium and the fact that they were winning the European Cup. But for excitement still, St Etienne for me was the game.
That was when we won the European Cup. Although obviously we won it in the final, of course we did, but we won it that night because they were the best side in the competition apart from ourselves.
I suppose in the end it will be remembered as David Fairclough's night because he was the one who made the killer contribution, if you like.
You know, I thank God for St Etienne really, because I think it gave me my little piece of history in Liverpool's great history, and that is, you know, something I'll always be grateful of.